sometimes I think it started when I was very little. And so I had this friend from very young age, primary school, and then we always used to say, "Oh, we want to see the Eiffel Tower." Don't ask me why, or why do we become fascinated with it, right? But all we wanted was to see the Eiffel Tower, and it could have been just a trip, but for us, it was magic. For us, it was the first time that we saw Muslim women. The first time we saw Black people. I was from a small town in the north of Argentina. So the cultural diversity that we saw in France, in Paris, for us was like mind blowing. Of course, going to Israel, and then we went to Spain as well. But it was just, I think that trip opened my head to, wow, there is a world out there that I really want to explore. When I was 17, I came to my mom and said, I heard there is this program that you can go and live with another family in another country. So I signed up for a program with AFS, Intercultural Programs, and I went to Denmark for 1 year. Again, another transformative experience. But then when I did my master's, from then on, I just completely pivoted into what I think is my passion, which is work across cultures. I ended up here in Australia with my husband. I had my 2 kids. Of course, in Australia, the borders were closed, and I had to then at that point I lost my job, and I thought, what can I do? And then I started my own company with a good friend of mine, Fran, and we started Value Learning, which is we work fostering intercultural understanding and advancing global competence. Look, I think there is in the last few years, especially after COVID, I've noticed there's a huge growth in the Latin community here in Australia in terms of amazing women doing amazing things. But I think as a Latin woman, most of the time we lack the confidence, that we lack the understanding that we do belong here. We do have the skills. We do have the experience.
Exactly.
We do have the ability to achieve whatever we want here in Australia, right? We are resilient. Anyone who has migrated, anyone who's moved to the other side of the world, started again their life again, study another language, is resilient. It's like, so Latin women have stepped out of their comfort zone, either because they had no choice and they had to get out of wherever they were, or because they were coming with their husbands or partners, and a love choice or a career choice because they thought there are other opportunities here that they didn't have. Whatever the reason is, they've already stepped out of their comfort zone. They've already started from scratch with no networks. Because I also think another important piece of our culture, Latin American culture, is we have extensive networks, social and social, professional, familiar networks. We've been transplanted to another world where we have none of that. However, we don't lose our skills in that process.
No.
We still have the skills, we still have the previous experiences, we still have the resilience, we still have the ability to do the things we want to do. Sometimes I think we tell ourselves that we don't. But well, I think my number one advice is always will be find others. Get rid of that solo mentality that you mentioned. If you are at a crossroad, you're not sure what you're doing, you're not feeling like you belong, you're feeling like you don't know what's next, connect with others. Find your tribe. Find people that will support you moving forward. Don't stay with people who are pulling you down. Find people that are going to push you forward, that are going to help you with a network, with emotional support, with tools, with coaching, with anything that you might need. So find your tribe. Build your tribe. Build it. Surround yourself with people that are going to help you achieve what you want. And don't wait to be ready. No one's ready.